Hi guys, today in my video I would like to show you the second model of Barbie dress. Today I will use the crochet hook 2 mm and two different colors of thread yarn. Our work, we need to start by making the chain of 40, and now into the first chain we need to make a slip stitch to form a ring. Now we need to make the chain of 3. This is a count as our first double crochet, and now all the way around, so into the next one chain we need to work 1 double crochets. So in every one chain we are making 1 double crochet, and at the end of our row we're supposed to have 40 double crochets. So I've done 2, 3, 4 and 5, and to the end of our row. At the end of our row we need to make a slip stitch into top of our chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. And for the next 4 rows we need to repeat the same thing, so chain 3, and then in every one stitch we need to work 1 double crochet around. So for the next 4 rows we're supposed to have 40 double crochets in every one row. Now, when I am at the end of my row number 5, I need to change the color. So instead making the slip stitch by using the first color, I just need to put the crochet hook into the top of our chain 3, and then we need to make the slip stitch by using the second color, and we need to make the chain 2 to start another row. Chain 2 because in this one row we will work single crochet in every one stitch around. So I've done chain 3, and then I'm going to the first double crochet, oh I forgot, and I am making the single crochet as I said before. When I've done my first single crochet I need to cut our old yarn, the purple in my case, and then we can cut the yellow as well, and then we need to make single crochets all the way around and try to hide the end of the yarn during when you making the single crochets. When we finish our row we need to make a slip stitch into top of our chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into our row number 7. We need to start by making chain of 3. This is the count as our first double crochet, and now we need to skip the first one stitch into the second one. We will work V-stitch. So we are making 2 double crochets into the same stitch, then chain of 2, 1 and 2, and another 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So 1 and 2. So 2 double crochets, chain 2 and another 2 double crochets. Now we need to skip the next one stitch, and into the second one we need to work 1 double crochet. And again we need to skip the next one stitch, and into the second one we need to work V-stitch. So 2 double crochets, chain 2, 1 and 2, and another 2 double crochets into the same stitch. 1 and 2. And we need to repeat, skip the next one stitch, into the second one we need to work 1 double crochet, and then we need to skip another stitch, and into the second one we need to work V-stitch. 2 double crochets, chain 2, and another 2 double crochets. And now we need to repeat that pattern all the way around. So after V-stitch we need to skip one stitch sorry, and then we are making double crochet. After double crochet we need to skip the first stitch, and into the second we need to make V-stitch. Into the row number 8 we need to make the chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually no. We need to start working onto the front of our double crochet from the previous row. So instead of chain of 3 we need to make double crochet. So we need to yarn over and then put our crochet hook into the space between last V-stitch and the chain of 3, and then into the another space between our chain of 3 and first one V-stitch, and we need to make a double crochet. And now into our chain 2 space we need to work another V-stitch, so 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, then chain of 2, 1 and 2, and another 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. And now we need to again make 1 double crochet, but onto the front of our double crochet. So we need to put our hook into the space between V-stitch and double crochet, and then into the space between double crochet and another V-stitch. Yarn over and then make a double crochet, and again into our chain 2 space we are working another V-stitch, 2 double crochets, and then chain 2, another 2 double crochets into the same chain 2 space. And one more time we need to make double crochet onto the front of our double crochet from the previous row, and V-stitch into the chain 2 space. So we need to repeat that pattern all the way around, and then we need to repeat the same thing for the three more rows, so until row number 11. So we are working at the moment onto row number 8, then 10, 9, 10 and 11. So we're supposed to have 4 rows. In every one row, when we've got double crochet, we need to work in the same way. We need to work onto the front. Now I am at the end of my row, so now when you've done the last one V-stitch, you can have the problem where you're supposed to make the slip stitch. The best way is just make a slip stitch into the first stitch, so into the top of our double crochet. So as you can see, you've got first, second and third stitch before you've got the chain 2. So into the first stitch you can make the slip stitch, and then you can start next one row as we've done before. So onto the front of our double crochet from the previous row. And now we are making exactly the same as we've done before. V-stitch into our chain 2 space and then double crochet onto the top of our double crochet from the previous row. Okay, so now at the moment I am at the end of my row number 11. We need to start row number 12. So chain of we need to make another double crochet onto the front of our previous double crochet. And then into our chain 2 space we need to make another V-stitch, but this time we need to make 3 double crochets. So 1, 2 and 3, and then chain of 2 and another 3 double crochets. 1, 2 and 3. And again double crochet onto the front of double crochet from the previous row, and another V-stitch in the same way, 3 double crochets, 1, 2 and 3, chain 2 and 3 double crochets. So now we need to repeat that pattern all the way around to the end of that one row, and then for 2 more rows. So into the next 2 rows we are making V-stitch by 3 double crochets, chain 2 and another 3 double crochets. So at the end of our work, at the end of our dress, we're supposed to have 14 rows in total. So as I said, this one is the 12th one, so we need to finish that one row and make 2 more into the same way as we are making now. And another 3 double crochets, 1, 2 and 3. When we've done our 14 rows already, we need to go back to the top of our dress and use the same color as we've done bottom of our dress. We need to join into our last one stitch. So when we've done the slip stitch, and now chain 2, 1 and 2, and what we need to do in this row, we need to make into the next 2 stitches 1 single crochet, so 1 single crochet, and into the next one chain another single crochet. As you can see, this time we are working onto the opposite side of our chain stitches, and now into the next 2 stitches we need to make a decrease. So we need to put our crochet hook to the first loop, grab the yarn, and then to the second one, grab the yarn, and when we've got 3 loops on our hook, we need to pull for those 3. And again, next 2 chains we are working only 1 single crochet, and then into the next 2 we need to make a decrease. So 1 and 2, and again next 2 chains single crochet, 1 and 2, and then into the next 2 decrease. And now we need to repeat that pattern all the way around. 2 single crochet, and after 2 single crochets 1 decrease. At the end of our row we need to make a slip stitch into top of our chain 2, and then again chain 2, and now in every 1 stitch we need to work 1 single crochet all the way around. So we are not making a decrease anymore. And then for the next, when we finish that 1 row, we need to make 1 single crochet all the way around for the next 7 rows. So in total we're supposed to have 9 rows with single crochet. Now we are working on to the second, and then we need to make 7 more. At the end of our 8th row we need to make a slip stitch into the top of our chain 2. And our dress is actually done. I add a little belt to my dress. If you are interested, I made a chain of 60 and then 1 single crochet from the second chain from the hook, and in every 1 chain across. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel.